everybody, and welcome back to the Christmas countdown. Today is all about the ham. Now we all know that ham has got such a special place in our hearts on Christmas Day, going hand in hand with that turkey. And the way I'm going to cook the ham this Christmas is in Coke, believe it or not. So first up, I'm going to put my ham into a pot. Now I have had this ham steeping overnight just to make sure that, you know, as much of that salt, I don't like salty ham, so that a lot of that salt is coming out. Then I'm going to add to this pot, I'm going to add a carrot, an onion and a stick of celery. Now I've got quite a snug pot here. If you've got a bigger pot, great. I just happen not to have it, to be honest with you. And I'm going to add a couple of cloves of, or a few cloves rather. So just a few of those in there. And then very simply, I'm going to top this up with Coke as opposed to water. This is going to bring a beautiful sweetness to the ham. So this ham is 2 kilograms. It's a 2 kilogram ham. So I am going to bring this to the boil and then I'm going to cook it for 2.5 hours. Depending on what size your ham is, add another hour per kilogram. So you'll be able to sort of figure it out. If it's 2.5 kilogram, you'd add another half hour. But 2.5 hours is what I am going to cook this for. I am then going to let it cool, and then I'm going to finish it off in the oven, and we're going to do a beautiful maple and mustard kind of topping on it in terms of just browning it off in the oven. So as I say, first phase is our ham, our veg, our cloves and our Coke, and this is going to come to the boil and then it's going to simmer for 2.5 hours. Just be aware as well, keep an eye on it, and if you feel that the Coke is sort of evaporating, top it up, okay? Just kind of keep, especially when you're in a small pot like this, top it up. So there we go. So this ham has now been cooking in the Coke for 2.5 hours. Oh, that smells absolutely delicious. So, ooh, look at us. What I am simply going to do is I am going to set that aside for about, just to cool down, about half an hour, whatever, but just to cool down. And then I'm going to do the next phase, which is baking it off and making it beautiful golden and brown. So my beautiful ham has cooked in Coke and has cooled down a bit. Now were it to be Christmas Eve or on Christmas time, I would have cooked this ham and taken it this far on Christmas Eve and then done this next step on Christmas Day. So the next step of this is to bake it and glaze it beautifully. 2 very simple ingredients are what I'm going to do this with. I've got some whole grain mustard, so I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of whole grain mustard into a bowl, and I've got gorgeous maple syrup, and I am going to pour on some maple syrup. So probably about 3 tablespoons of maple syrup in total is what I put in there. So that's going to create a really yummy sweet mix. Then we've got this sort of fat that's rendered down a little bit on the ham, and I'm simply going to score it. Okay, because this is going to crisp up beautifully in the oven. So I'm going to score this, and the reason I'm scoring it is so that this beautiful mix doesn't just sit on top of the fat, that it actually penetrates into the ham itself. Because personally, you know, when it comes to eating it, I'm going to remove that fat. So I'm going to kind of transfer this into a baking tray, and then I am simply going to paint it. I mean, I could pour this over, but I'm just going to paint it. So I'm going to paint this ham joint with this beautiful mix of maple syrup and honey, or not honey, rather, maple syrup and the whole grain mustard. I'm going to paint this part of it as well. And I am now going to bake this in the oven for around 20 to 25 minutes. I'll be keeping an eye on it. I'm going to be doing it on a kind of, you know, a regular sort of 200-degree heat. What I am going to do is definitely be checking it about every 8 minutes.
And after 8 minutes, I'm going to be taking it out, and I'm going to be, you see I've only used half of the mix there. I'm going to be rebasting it. So I'll take it out and do it again. But as I say, I will pop back on here to show you that when I'm doing it. So this is 10 minutes in, and you can see that this is taking on an absolutely lovely colour. So what I'm going to do is, quite simply, baste this a second time. Now, what I'm going to do as well is, I am going to turn on the grill in the oven. So I'm just going to turn the grill on. Now I'm going to keep a very, very close eye, but by turning the grill on, that's going to really caramelize the top of this in a stunning, stunning way. Oh wow, this is caramelizing beautifully. So that's been back in the oven for 5 minutes with the grill on as well, to get that gorgeous caramelization on top. And now I am simply going to pour the rest of this beautiful maple syrup and mustard mix over that. Now I'm going to put it back into the oven for about another 5 minutes, but I'm going to keep a close eye because this is the last of the cooking now. And when I feel that that has gone that beautiful golden brown that I want, I will be taking this beautiful chunk of meat out and letting it rest. So here we have it. The ham is out of the oven. How absolutely delicious and gorgeous does that look? I'm in Christmas heaven, I really and truly am. Ham cooked in Coke and then baked with a maple and mustard glaze. I am going to now let this rest for about 30 minutes minimum. You can let it rest for 3 or 4 hours. You can do this in the morning on Christmas Day, but I'm going to let this rest, and I cannot wait to dig in. It smells absolutely delicious. Christmas ham.